host, RF Ribeiro. Some people call me Rib. And I guess we're all talking about where are the 2K25 news? Where is the news? Last episode, I told you why pre-orders came out before real gameplay footage. And if you've been paying attention, pre-orders are doing really well across all platforms. NBA2K25 pre-orders are top 5 in all games, in all platforms, pretty much. And that's before gameplay news, so you know it's going to be a big year for 2K once again. And if you're wondering, hey, when are we going to see some gameplay stuff? When are we going to see the city, my career, my team, and my NBA? Well, I went to the past 2 years and I looked at the roadmaps and the dates, and I'll tell you that now. So, last year, 2K24, we got our first look at gameplay with the new Pro Play technology the week of August 14th. Okay, so if we were to do the math right now, that's like 3 weeks from now. Almost a month. 3 weeks. And then the W, my NBA, the Mamba moments, that was the next week after that. My career, city, my team, that was the following week of August 28th. And then the Season 1 news was week September 4th, just before the game came out. 2K23, August 31st is when we had the special guest announcement. September 1st was my career 2K Beats. September 2nd was the GOAT boat for current gen. And the city and Season 1 of 2K23 was September 7th and 8th. So last 2 years, there has not been legit footage until August. And not just August, mid to late August. Now, what we could also look at is, when does Mike Wang, the game director, when does he start showing up and making the comments and all that stuff? Well, that is actually one thing that might happen in about a week, 2 weeks. If we look at courtside reports, which if you've been following 2K for a while, you know that courtside reports is basically the dev blogs where they kind of write down everything that's new and what's in the game and what's different and what's not different. So in 2K22, the gameplay courtside report came out on the last day of August. In 2K23, August 3rd, we were already looking at gameplay enhancements in the courtside report. Let's see, 2K24, the My Team stuff was around the end of August. Badges was around mid-August. So basically everything is pointing towards August being the big month for when we get to see everything, which makes sense. It's how it's always been. In July, usually what you see is actually a few leaks, maybe Twitter posts from Mike and other people that work at 2K, other devs. You don't actually get to see any gameplay for quite a while, which is it's crazy because of how long between when pre-orders are announced and the cover athletes and when you actually see gameplay. Huge time apart, but it doesn't seem to matter. Even though the community does complain a lot, where's the gameplay and all that? In terms of sales and marketing and keeping people interested, it does not seem to matter, because it's like there's new waves of people, right? The first wave is the cover athletes and the first look images, and the pre-orders, those are coming in. Those are doing really well. Maybe in about a week, pre-orders slow down a little bit. Guess what? Then the gameplay news start come out, or like Mike starts tweeting, and guess what's going to happen? A new wave of pre-orders, right? In August, you get to see actual video footage and trailers. Guess what? A new wave of pre-orders. So that's the way they're doing it, and it's smart because it's working. It's working. So whoever thought of all of that, they're doing great. And honestly, it follows history in terms of how 2K always does things. So they know that this is a working cycle that's been working for a while, and it doesn't seem like it's any different this year. And that's basically all I have to say about 2K25 news that are actually not 2K25 news, talking about when we're going to see them. And I guess it's part of the reason why I haven't done another podcast this week. You guys are kind of receiving this podcast the following week. It's Sunday. It's end of the week. I could have done a podcast earlier, but I didn't want to just make one up about, stuff that you might not care about. And then I thought, you know what? I talked about this before. Why not talk about the top posts on NBA2K subreddit? And I was having a look at the top posts this week, and somebody made a cool Jalen Brunson 2K25 custom cover, and the title of the post is "Made a custom 2K25 cover because their real one is so trash." And it's for those of you who are listening and can't click on links. It's Jalen Brunson with a blue and orange stroke outline with the word New York basically plastered all over the cover in different fonts. It's fine, right? Like if 2K released this, people would say it's trash because people expect much better from a company that big. But for a custom one made by somebody, it's good. They should have entered the cover design giveaway that we had like 2 months ago, or like a month ago, however long it's been. There's other like concept covers that people made throughout this week. There's people talking about 2K needing to fix the off-ball movement, and it's basically clips of what's considered, I think it's dexing, right? A dex. And if you don't know what a dex is by the word, when you make a run, let's say you're sitting in a corner, when you make a run to the paint, and then you press back on the stick, and then like you're moving backwards, and then you receive a pass, and it pushes your character back to where you were standing in the first place, that's called a dex. It slides your character around, and you can do this. You can do it front, sideways, dex, back. You can do the dex in any way you want to do it. And I will post this video so you guys can look at it because it's really interesting. It's a common move. It's used all the time in rec, in pro-am. Is it a realistic move? No, because your character is legit. It's sliding. It's not walking. If you look at the feet are sliding across to where the ball is being passed to. Yeah, very glitchy move. It is a glitchy move. I don't know how that can be fixed in terms of how complex it is to actually code the passes and the player movements, if that's possible. I don't know. It would be interesting to see the game without those. I use them all the time, and I mean, you see them in every game pretty much. And then another interesting post that I really liked is somebody made a video saying this is why you put 92 pass accuracy on big men. And the video is the game is tied with 7 seconds left. The big man on the inbound makes a one-handed, what do you call that, a hip pass from the side inbound to the paint for an easy dunk. And I'm looking at the guy's stats. He has 0 points for the game, 9 assists, and 22 rebounds. Now, I'm not going to say you need to put 92 pass on a big, but 86, enough for gold break starter. I do enjoy that. I do recommend that. I don't know how it's going to be for 2K25, but having, like an 85-ish pass, it's pretty cheap. It's not too bad for most builds. They should be able to have 85, 86 pass at least. A big certainly can be an inside big and still have pass. My defensive anchor does. My defensive anchor is like 99 rebound, 99 block, 86 pass. So you can do it. And it is useful. It's very useful. 92 pass, I would say that's maybe a bit too much for a big man. But if you don't mind not scoring and you just want to be like a defensive, like interior rebound and assists, yeah, go for it. Why not? It's cool. It's cool. People love passing builds. I don't think there's any casual or pro, somebody who takes the game more seriously. Everybody loves passing, being passed to. So not bad, not bad. And if you guys want to look at these videos, I will post a link to them in the description so that you guys can have a look in your free time. The custom cover, the pass video, the off-ball dex movement video. I'll post all of that in the description. And with that said, how about we put the ad right here? Hey 2K community, are you a competitive player who likes money? Prove it on Gamer Saloon, the ultimate arena for NBA 2K players. Whether you're a pro or just starting out, Gamer Saloon lets you challenge players from around the world and win real cash prizes. So no more playing 1v1s to brag about it. Now you can get paid for winning. Gamer Saloon offers a seamless platform with various tournaments and head-to-head matches, perfect for every level of player. Listeners of the NBA 2K podcast can sign up today at gamersaloon.com/ribpodcast. All one word, gamersaloon.com/ribpodcast. Link in the description. Okay. If you're still listening, let me know. I've noticed that I've been getting some new followers on Spotify, and YouTube is also steadily growing. And, it's great, and I love that. But I'd also appreciate to, hear from you guys and what you liked the most from what was talked about in the pod. And maybe you have a guest that you want me to talk to on the pod. I think I've done guests like once or twice. I think once. And the guest episode actually did really well. So maybe I should probably look to have a guest on. Especially in between the pods where I don't have, serious 2K25 news to talk about. I think it would probably be a good idea to have a guest on for that reason. Now, a little bit about plates. Now, the plates go from black plate, bronze, silver, gold, purple. I feel like I've talked about this briefly before in another pod, but somebody made a post where they finally reached purple plate, and it shows their overall performance, games played in all saves. They have 320 games played as a black plate, 367 as a bronze, 328 games played as a silver, 478 games played as gold, and 0 games as purple. You can see that they finally reached purple. The little arrow is on the purple plate bar. So I guess you could say if they play the next game, they have 1 game as purple at least. And I will post this post in the description. So if you guys want to, upvote or comment on it, you can. He says, I counted 13 different times where I was, in quote, 1 win away from purple, and I'd either lag out, game would crash, we would lose to scrubs, internet would be delayed a bit, caused me to be capped. So many things kept me from here the last 4 to 5 months. I started playing rec more this new season, averaging 30 points per game. The last 9 games went on a 10-0 run, and now I'm here. Hard work pays off. Time to retire, LaMelo. So, I guess they don't plan to play no more now that they've reached purple, it's kind of funny. So, I mean, that guy has over 1,000 games played, and he just now reached purple. Is the ranking system the current way that it's done, is that the way that I hope 2K25 is like? No. I do hope they make a change to the current rank system, the way they show, I guess, how good or how bad somebody is. That's kind of what it's supposed to imply. That's why the plates have names, right? Casual is a black plate. He's a casual. He doesn't play much. He's a black plate. He loses a lot. Hooper, Baller, Pro, MVP. MVP is purple. Having 5 ranks to me is not enough. It's not enough ranks. And the way the ranks are set up so that, like, if you win 5 and you lose 2, you're still going to be a bronze plate. I'm talking about like going from black plate, you win 5 games and lose 2. However you want to do that, the wins losses, you're most likely still going to be a bronze plate, and that it's really hard to balance it. I guess if I'm to take my time to think about it more, which I've written my thoughts on this before, where I compare it to other games that have, I don't know, like Rocket League has, I think, 20 different badges of ranks, right? Because the ranks are not just a name, like casual, hooper, baller, pro, MVP. They have numbers in between. So it would be casual 1, 2, 3, hooper 1, 2, 3, baller 1, 2, 3, for example. And I'm pretty sure I have talked about this before, but it's a good thing to talk about again because it's such a big part of the online mode. Park, rec, anywhere that people can play with and against each other. Plates, the plate color has meaning in a lot of ways, and it doesn't in a lot of other ways. Like, I've had people, I match up with somebody in the rec and they look at my plate color, they see my stats, they leave the game. Like, some people don't want to be there. When you're joining a game in a rec, like a solo rec, and you see multiple black plates, you're probably going to back out for a good reason most of the time. And sometimes you're playing with the black plate, bronze plate, and they're extremely good. Sometimes you're playing with the gold or purple, and they're extremely bad. So how is it that that's possible? Is it just somebody coincidentally having a good game and a bad game, where they usually have really good games, and if you're a purple plate, and usually if you're black, bronze plate, you have really bad games? Or is it a team chemistry thing, right? Where depending on your build and other people's builds, when you mesh together, you do well with certain builds and not so much with others. It's hard to think of a way to balance the plates so that everybody can, or not everybody, but most people can be happy with them and they're accurate representations of the player's skill, but also achievable to where it doesn't take somebody 4 to 5 months of playing rec over 1,000 games to reach purple. Of course, that's not, some people can reach purple in 3 days, right? 2 days of playing because they know they're really good at the game, whatever the reason. There has to be a certain, I don't know. The thing that I like the best, that I would like to see in 2K, is Apex Legends. The way they have their player banners to where you can set like how many kills you have, how many headshots. Like, think of that, but in a 2K, in a basketball sense, to where maybe you can show how many points you get per game. Maybe you can show your percentages, how many assists you get per game. That, to me, remove the plates and just have that. That would, to me, would make a world of a difference. You'd be able to see the kind of people you're playing with. Like, what are their favorite things to do in the game? Like, if you have a big on your team, and you look at the build name, and the build name nowadays doesn't tell you everything about the build. For example, my defensive anchor can shoot threes. You wouldn't know it because of the defensive anchor name. So maybe if they have like a banner, it shows their like hot spots like on the court, something like that. Like, where do they like to shoot from? What kind of movements do they have on the court? Like a heat zone where you can see, like, throughout a game on average where the player is set at. There's so many cool ways to go about doing this. And I am hoping that 2K25 has some sort of change to the plates and how they work, because I think it would benefit online a lot. And I've been crying for Pro-Am to be more important in 2K, and I don't know if it's going to happen the year that the 2K League is going to be on a hiatus, which in some ways I guess it would make sense that they would, the year that 2K League is weak, they would make Pro-Am in the game strong to invite more people to play Pro-Am. But at the same time, I can see them being like, oh, there's no 2K League. Well, there's no point in refreshing Pro-Am. I can see both arguments, although I think Pro-Am has been needing a refreshment for a while now. I'm going to be saying, like, at least 7-8 years, Pro-Am has been kind of just there. Ever since the walk-on Pro-Am days, really, there hasn't been a significant improvement to the way Pro-Am works, the way people can recruit other people, the way free agents can join teams. Or think of other games, think of other sports games, go look at how they do things, and I just wish 2K had something like that. Oh, man, like FIFA, you can search for teams can search for players, and they can see the players' stats and their averages, and they can send invites for people to join clubs based on that freely. Like region, you can check your region, you can check, mic on or mic off. You can so many ways to improve the game. Other than spicing up the city and getting some new park courts. I don't play park, so that to me is great for all the people that do. But I need some better 5v5 action. I need it to be more accessible. I want more people to have an enjoyment out of playing Rec or Pro-Am, which it seems like it's not always the case, at least in recent years. Although, and I have said this before, 2K24 is my favorite 2K to date. It's my most played 2K to date. I think they're so close to having such a good game, gameplay-wise. I just really hope they fix or adjust or make changes to the modes so that they're, a bit more exciting. We talked about respec last episode. That would be monumental. I mean, my goodness. I would be screaming if that happened. We already know VC is always going to be here. It's the money that comes in is insane. But if there was a way to respec, oh my goodness. It would be so cool. It would be so cool. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave this pod at this time. I think I've covered a lot of different things and probably not a lot of them exciting. But thank you for listening. Check the links in the description if you want to, look at everything that I talked about. And I'll see you next week. Hopefully there's some 2K news to talk about. Yeah, take care.